Untapped Desires. Series 3, The Rain Kiss. Amanda had settled into a rhythm of working now. She was enjoying a new sense of independence. She didn't want to admit that she looked forward to seeing Mario again. She felt like a schoolgirl. So before we get into the next series, tell us in the comments where you are watching from. Series 3, The Rain arrived without warning. It came down in waves, thick, steady, soaking the pavement like a spilled secret. The windows of Vita Rustica fogged up, casting a blurred world beyond the glass, where street lamps glowed like fireflies caught in amber. Amanda stood by the staff exit, hugging her coat to her chest. It was flimsy. Her umbrella had snapped weeks ago, and she had meant to replace it, but never did. Mario appeared beside her, pulling out his keys and locking the front. He glanced at the downpour, then at her. "You're not walking home in that." "I'll manage," she said quietly, though her voice betrayed her. She hated the idea of seeming helpless. Especially around him. He didn't answer. Just tilted his head slightly. "My van's out back. I'll drop you." Amanda hesitated for half a second, as she comfortable with him knowing where she lived? But she found herself nodding. The ride was quiet at first. His van smelled like basil and tobacco. A leather jacket hung from the passenger seat. There were smudges of flour on the steering wheel. Music played faintly, something slow, Italian, and full of longing. She sat beside him, too aware of how close they were. Her thighs pressed together. She could still feel the ghost of his hands on hers from the morning. Her body remembered, more easily now than it used to. At a red light, Mario glanced at her. "You did good today." Amanda smiled, caught off guard by how much she wanted his approval. "I liked it," she admitted. "The rhythm of it. The feel. Cooking is touch," he said, his voice low. "You can't fake it." Neither spoke after that. He pulled up to her street, just outside her flat. The rain hadn't eased. It poured like the sky was purging something. "Wait here," he said, turning off the engine. She watched as he got out, jogged around the van, and opened her door. Rain soaked his shirt in seconds, making the cotton cling to his chest, translucent in the glow of the street lamp. She gasped softly, not because of the rain, but because of him. His soaked hair fell into his eyes, and his jaw was clenched like he was holding back 1,000 things he couldn't say. "You'll get drenched," she protested. But before she could say more, he reached for her hand. They dashed under the awning of her front door, laughing, breathless, soaked to the bone. The wind howled, but the air between them was thick with heat. And then, silence. Just the sound of rain hitting the ground. She turned to him. Their eyes met. No pretense. No escape. She didn't know who leaned in first. Maybe it was him. Maybe her. Maybe it was the storm inside them that could no longer wait. Their lips met, soft, tentative, then hungry. His mouth was warm against the cold, tasting of red wine and fire. She gasped into him, her fingers curling into his wet shirt. He cupped her face gently, reverently, like he didn't want to rush the moment but couldn't resist the pull of it. She melted, every ounce of hesitation dissolving in the rain. Her back hit the door, his body pressing into hers, not forcefully, but full of need. She hadn't been kissed like that, ever. Not just with lips. But with longing. With promise. With the unspoken truth that this was no longer just tension. It was something deeper. Something dangerous. When they finally pulled apart, her breath was shaky. Her chest heaved. Her heart was galloping. "I should go," he whispered, brushing a wet strand of hair from her face. She nodded. But neither moved. He kissed her forehead, slow and tender, then turned and disappeared into the rain, his van pulled away. Amanda stood there, trembling. Not from the cold. But from the warmth he left behind on her lips. If you would like to get the next series, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and follow.